Hey guys, what is up? It is Spooky Noodles, and I am here with a, I don't know, movie review. I don't know what to call this really. It's just me talking about my feelings about a certain movie I watched last night, and when I say last night, I mean like 4 o'clock in the morning. I could not sleep, and that's been a problem for me lately, and I don't know why. But I couldn't sleep, and I was like, well, let's look for good Western books. So I was looking through this list of must-read Westerns, and I happened upon this book called The Oxbow Incident. And they said they were talking about how good it was, and then they said how good the movie adaptation was. So I was like, well, I gotta check this out. So I went and typed it into the internet search, and happens to be that the whole movie is on YouTube. And that shocked me, because you don't usually find free YouTube, movies. So anyways, I took the time and I watched it, and wow, it was phenomenal. I don't know who directed it, but it was phenomenal. What is it about? I don't have the synopsis on me, but I can just rifle off to you guys. So there's this town, and right from the get-go, you get introduced to some of the characters, which are kind of a rowdy bunch. You got these two outsiders that are coming from a town over. They only hear about this town, so they don't really know the people that well, so they're outsiders. And then you have some people there who are drinking and just, they're thinking about stuff, I guess. I don't know what they're thinking, but you get introduced to some of the characters, but the outsiders are like the main characters, kinda. So, anyways, this kid comes running in, and he's freaking out, and the two outsiders went out to talk for a second. They're about to leave, and then they came back in to see what the commotion was about, and that's when you start hearing what this conversation this kid's having, why he's freaking out. And the kid's freaking out because this guy named Kingfisher, I think, a local man that is the town kind of admires. He's the local guy. Like he everyone likes this guy, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And well, it's been reported that he's been shot in the head and killed. So they all freak out, and they get a posse together, and they're arguing what they should do, and they believe that whoever did this to him should be on the run. And then one of the guys say that he saw someone come from Kingfisher's place, or whatever his name is. They came from his place and bought a bunch of cattle and are going up through the hills. And they decide that they have to go and get these guys. They have to go east and get these guys. So, yeah, that's where the story begins, really. You get introduced to the outsiders. They're pretty cool guys. At first, I wasn't like sold on them, but as as things progressed, they became more likable, and I enjoyed the outsiders, and since they were kind of like they weren't as emotional as some of the townspeople are, so their opinions were like neutral. So I like that. It was kind of like a whole court case type thing, because they go up the mountain and they find these three people who they believe killed Kingfisher. So it's basically like a who, you did it, you did it, you must confess, or else we're gonna hang you, and if you confess, we're gonna hang you. So basically they're condemned without any proof that they did it. And they're freaking out because they were just sleeping, and they just bought these cattle, and no one believes that they did this. They basically have to prove they're innocent, And that's usually the opposite of how it is. You have to prove someone did it. Well, this was you have to prove you're innocent or else we're gonna hang you. And they didn't even listen to what the people were saying, really. And this movie does have a sad ending. If you plan on watching the movie, I suggest you stop watching here because I'm about to spoil the ending for you. Anyways, so here we go. You have 5 seconds to click off this video if you intend to watch the Oxbow incident. Here comes Lula, guys. Hey Lula. Hey Lou. Hey, thank you, Lula. I'm in the middle of a review, Lula. Can I finish it? Can I finish the review, Lula? Anyways, you have 5 seconds to click off this video as you get a close-up of Lula's mouth. I apologize for the shot. She don't know anything about laptops. So, but yeah, you got 5 seconds. 1, 2, Lula, don't drool on my laptop. Don't drool on my laptop, baby girl. Don't drool on my laptop. Guys, I am so sorry. You got a lot more than 5 seconds, I guess. But click off the video if you want to watch the Oxbow incident. It was filmed in 1943. It's a very good movie. Very good movie. And I highly recommend watching it. And I plan on reading the book when I can get it. Very, very good Western film. It's not really like your average Western, that's for sure. It's more of a like mystery, like who did it type thing, but not really, because it teaches a very valuable lesson, and that's to basically don't accuse someone of something without any evidence, and the morals of man and stuff like that. And so here's the ending. So they are condemned to death, these 3 men. This Latino man, this old guy, and this guy who says that his wife and children will be left to die, basically, if he doesn't get back to them with his cattle. So they're condemned to death. They put them on horses, put nooses on their throats, and a little fight ensues right before they get hung, and basically the outsider's the one who tries to fight. I'm talking with my hands, so the laptop keeps shaking, so I apologize. But anyways, the outsider comes in, attacks one of the guys who's very emotional, and punches one of the condemned men in the face because he kept saying, I didn't do it, and the guy just was like, you did it, shut up, and then he punched him in the face. And then the outsider didn't take too kind because they were already gonna kill him, so what's the point of punching him? So the little fight ensues, but it was quickly broken up. And then the guy who's running this whole fiasco, this whole posse, is he's for certain that these guys did it. So they like basically spank the horses go riding, and the men are hung. They die. Well, one of them die immediately, 2 of them get shot because they don't want them to suffer, right? So yeah, the 3 men are killed, and it kind of, I wasn't expecting them to, I thought someone would I had a theory, but it ended up being wrong. And the theory was that this one kid who looks hella guilty did it, but it turns out he just felt guilty because he didn't want to kill a guy, and he wasn't for certain that these guys did it and wanted them to have a proper trial. But and that was the son of the guy who's leading the posse. So I thought he did it for sure, though, because the way that they kept showing him and the camera angles, like he was looking at the condemned and pondering and stuff like that, I really thought he did it, but it turns out he didn't. But that's all besides the point. The 3 men get hung, and And then they start to ride away, you know, and as soon as they do, the sheriff comes over the hill and says, "What's all the commotion about?" And they're like, "Well, we just condemned these three men for the murder of Kingfisher." And he goes, "Kingfisher? What do you mean? He's still alive. He got shot in the leg. I already arrested the guy who did it, you know?" And they're like, "Oh, snap." You know, they're like, "Oh crap, we just killed three men and they didn't deserve it," type thing. You know, it was certainly, you know, you had people fight, you had like 7 people fighting for them, and then the rest of the town was against them. There was even one guy making jokes about hanging him. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna get hung, son." You know, like, I was like, oh my god, you're annoying. But yeah, they all felt bad at the end, and then at the very end, he reads this very compelling note that the letter that this guy wrote before he was hung, wrongfully, mind you. And yeah, the film was very sad at the end. The film was amazing. I loved it so much. In 1943, this film came out, and it was extraordinary. It was an amazing film. I sometimes think older films are boring, because they don't have enough action in them at times, you know, but I really liked this film. It was more of a psychological western, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I hope to read the book. Maybe the book's different, but I doubt it. I'm pretty sure the book's the same. And they say the book's amazing, so I probably should have read the book before I watched the movie, but I didn't do that, so yeah. But I will probably read the book. I don't remember who it's written by at the moment. Yeah, it's not there. I don't know who wrote it, but it was an amazing film, that's for sure. And I liked The Outsider. At the end, he goes, "So what are we gonna do next?" And then the main outsider's like, "Well, we gotta deliver this letter to his wife, you know?" And he's all like, "He's got a wife and kids who are gonna starve." So then they ride off into the sunset, and that's the end of the film. Very good film. Like I said, highly recommend you watch it. If you clicked off the video so you didn't, you know, so you didn't get spoiled, then I'm sorry. I should have probably told you that this was a great film from the get-go, if I didn't. And yeah, it was an amazing film. I love this film so much. It's probably going in my top 10 at least, top 5 maybe, favorite movies of all time. In fact, if I had to knock off a few movies, because I recently also watched The Good and the Bad, the Ugly, which was really good as well. That was more of an action western, like your normal western. And this was more of a psychological one. And there was no, like, until the very end where they shoot the 2 guys hanging that didn't, you know, their necks didn't snap. They didn't show the hanging. So if you guys are sensitive to, you know, death, they don't actually show the men being hung until they start to ride away, and then you can see the silhouettes of the hanging men. But other than that, they don't show the men hanging, and they don't show the men getting shot. There's 0 blood in this movie. Actually, I forgot, there's one scene where a dude gets shot in the arm, but literally there's nothing, no blood, no nothing. He gets patched up, it's fine. Excuse me. Oh, forgot another aspect of the film was that the outsider, one of the outsiders, the main outsider, was riding into town to see this woman that he was going to marry, just to find out that she is married to someone else. And literally, she didn't wait 5 days for him. So that really sucked. That made you feel for the outsider a little bit more. The outsider was a funny dude in the beginning, or not funny per se, but he had a funny moment, and it made him likable. And he was very likable throughout the movie, and I wasn't sold on him from the beginning, like I said, but yeah, he grew on me a lot, and I liked him a lot. And his moral compass was right and correct, and yeah. I thought it would be like one of those who did it type movies, like where, you know, they try to figure out who out of the three men did it. But no, they just condemned all three of them. They didn't care. They kept saying, you know, they kept saying stuff like the old man was trying to get out of death by accusing the Mexican of doing it. And the Mexican was like, you know, I won't tell you if I did it or not. And then you had the one guy who was like, please don't kill me, please don't kill me. And that was really was hard to watch. Not like in a bad way. Like it was like I was like feeling for the dude. I'm like, I don't want you to die, you know. But anyways, yeah, that is the Oxbow incident. Very good film. I give it 5 stars. As far as movies go. This wasn't a Chester review because I didn't know how to put how I felt in words. Usually I type out Chester reviews and then I read them off my keyboard or my laptop. And I just couldn't write down how this movie did me, you know, like how I felt during this movie. So I thought I'd just free ball it, you know. It's probably a gross term to use, but yeah, just go for it, you know, and just record. And it's a 16-minute movie review, 17-minute review. So yeah, tell me if you like these longer reviews. I like doing shorter reviews because it's in and out type things. But let me know if you like these longer reviews and just me talking about movies like this. I was thinking about doing it Chester reviews, you know, like this. Or not like this, but like doing Chester review movies. But I haven't done that yet, so I haven't done one movie review through Chester. So, yeah. But I just when it comes to movies, there's not much. It's only like an hour and a half or 2 hours or sometimes 3. And yeah, there's not much to write down on a keyboard, so yeah, I just talk about them. I did another movie review back in the day, which was The Ritual, an Adam Neville movie adaptation, which was great. It's on Netflix, and I highly recommend that film as well. Very good movie, by the way. I love that movie. But anyways, this movie was great as well. If I put it on my top 5 list, it would be The Thing, Alien, oh, this is hard. The Fly, The Oxbow Incident, and The Good and the Bad. No. The Good and the Bad and the Ugly, then the Oxbow Incident. That's how good this film is. It makes the top 5 of my favorite films of all time. Yeah, it's hard to beat the top 3, The Thing, Alien, and The Fly. They're truly amazing, and it's hard to beat those. But yeah, the Good and the Bad and the Ugly was good. I watched that movie quite a while ago. And I forgot that I watched it, then I started watching it again, and I was like, oh, I've seen this movie before. So, yeah. And I also watched this other Western, which really stunk. And I didn't want to talk about it because it stunk. I'm not going to name it, but it stunk. But anyways, that's the Oxbow Incident movie review. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was a great movie, and I highly recommend you watch it. If you watched the spoiler part and haven't watched it, I still recommend you watching it. It was really fun. And yeah, I will talk to you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a great day and a spooky night. And I'll catch you in the next video, like I said. Peace out.
Now I am become death.